Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
This is Newcap News with Annika Notveit.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Lloydminster RCMP are advising parents to look through their kids' Halloween candy carefully today after receiving multiple reports about candy that had been tampered with. It's something we've all heard before, but how many of us actually do it? Jeremy Thompson spoke with one local mom who was shocked when her son found a pill among his chocolate and chips.
Dressed as a redneck, 10-year-old David Zelenka went trick-or-treating this Halloween with his friends just like any other year. Their route took them through Lakeside, one of Lloydminster's newest subdivisions.
It's a nice neighborhood and it would be one that you would think that you should be safe in.
David's mother Tegan went through the candy her son was planning to eat that night and left the rest for later. The next day, David made a disturbing discovery, a pill in his treat bag.
So it was about this big and it was white on the top and it was blue on the bottom, and I'd never seen a pill like that before. He just sort of brought it upstairs and was like, "Hey Mom, I don't think this is supposed to be in my Halloween candy," and I took a look at it and I was like, "Whoa, no, this is not supposed to be in your Halloween candy, like thank you for bringing it up for me."
The pill David found was loose in his bag with all the other candy, but Lloydminster RCMP say one unsuspecting child found a pill that had been stuffed into a chocolate bar and resealed in its wrapper.
It was a white round pill with the letters APO on it.
Police are still working to figure out exactly what kind of pills the kids found.
As of now, no one has ingested any pills. No children have been fallen ill, and for that we are thankful.
Why would you want to cause hurt to a child when it's supposed to be a day of having a great time with your friends and getting dressed up and just having a great night? Why would you cause hurt to somebody like that?
RCMP say they've received numerous complaints about Halloween candy that's been tampered with. Everything from chocolate bars with pills stuffed in them to chip bags with pins or nails in them. Now they're still working out the validity of some of these claims, but for the meantime, they're reminding parents, when in doubt, throw it out. Reporting for Newcap News, I'm Jeremy Thompson.
A 28-year-old man was killed over the weekend when his ATV hit a dirt berm and he was thrown from the vehicle. RCMP say the man was driving in a field on the Big Island Lake First Nation where he lives, just east of Pierceland. He was not wearing a helmet and was pronounced dead at the scene. It was a deadly weekend on Alberta's highways. 14 people were killed in 8 crashes across the province. One of the incidents happened near Two Hills. RCMP say a vehicle carrying 7 people rolled. 4 men, ages 22, 24, 30, and 38, who were passengers, were killed on impact. 3 others were taken to hospital in Edmonton with serious injuries. All 7 are from the St. Paul-Saddle Lake area. The lack of ambulance coverage is raising some serious concerns in Cold Lake. As Hannah Tita explains, the city met with the province after experiencing over 100 hours of code red in a 1-year span.
Ambulances can be the difference between life and death. It's a service that hundreds of thousands of people depend on each year in Alberta. A service which Mayor Craig Copeland says has been significantly lacking in Cold Lake after Alberta Health Services took over in 2009.
Quite often now we've had what's called code reds, where there isn't an ambulance available inside the city of Cold Lake to service our residents. So we're a community of 16,000 people. Before Alberta Health Services took over the ambulance service, we always would have an ambulance inside the city of Cold Lake.
The city experienced over 100 hours of code red situations in 2014. Manager of Cold Lake Ambulance Joe Gray says since switching to a centralized dispatch in Edmonton, they receive roughly 2,400 calls annually.
With the centralized dispatch, we're dispatched out of Edmonton, so it's a CCC dispatch in Edmonton. And with Alberta Health Services being a borderless system, we can be tagged to do calls anywhere in the province. So if we're doing calls into Edmonton and stuff like that, we can be utilized if we're the closest available unit.
Some frustrated paramedics have taken to social media and are anonymously sharing when areas of Alberta are experiencing code red. After writing letters and making phone calls to AHS, City Council was able to meet with staff from the Ministry of Health in Edmonton to voice their concerns.
Where our council is saying, we need to have always an ambulance in Cold Lake. And that's what we're asking Alberta Health Services to do, is to fund properly ambulance delivery in our city.
Council will continue to lobby the province until the necessary changes are made. Hannah Tita, Newcap News.
In Alberta, more than 10,000 people are in need of proper housing and support. In Lloydminster, about 170 people are dealing with inadequate housing. On Sunday night, 5 local men braved the elements for 12 hours in hopes to draw awareness to the issue of homelessness and to raise money for the Lloydminster Men's Shelter. Nicole Stilger has more.
Bart Pedyasek, James Wood, Jesse Tiemann, Riley Boyer and Connor Burns prepare themselves for a night outside in the cold for the first ever Let Me Sleep on It event put on by the Lloydminster Social Action Coalition Society.
Even though we can go home to our nice homes, our apartments after this is a reality for a lot of people, and it's nice to kind of to experience that and show people what it's like.
I'm glad that there's people out there who do care, who do understand that there is a need for it. I think it's cool because it's going to be helping me out.
The money raised will go to the operation of the shelter, a task not easily accomplished. As treasurer of the society, Greg Jones explains, regardless of how many people are there, operational costs are static, but funding is not.
The public donations are important because our government funding is not complete. It does not, and the governments know this, that they do not completely fund 100% of our operations.
But money was not the only important donation made to the shelter Sunday night. Lloydminster resident Trish McDonald made her contribution in the form of 268 pairs of socks.
I did my research and I had read that the least donated item is socks. So, Giant Tiger the one day, I just seen the whole bin and decided to go for it, and they were so generous to get 50% off.
It's been great to see how different aspects of the community have come together to donate to this.
The men were able to raise more than $5,000 throughout the course of the week. Nicole Stilger, Newcap News.